Warning, the following audio transmission will forever change your outlook on society. You will no longer believe the narrative. You are about to wake up and see things for what they really are. News, facts, and opinions. This is the Doom Daily Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Doom Daily Show. I am your host, Jester Dooms. The email, doomdailyshow@gmail.com. The website, www.jestersvoice.com. Everyone on social media, at Jester_Dooms. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a lovely Thursday, January 8th. I hope that your coffee is nice and hot. I hope that hot, freaking smoking ass, hot barista bitch gave you the wink this morning like, hey, you should come back for coffee again and buy more coffee tomorrow, loser. I hope that's what happened to you today, but I hope it gave you like a little bit of excitement in your trousers. Hope it got you a little excited. Yeah, because you know she don't want you, right? You know, she just wants that tip. Not the whole thing, just the tip. You know that, right? Okay, all right, moving on. But I hope the scones you got were good. Y'all eat scones? I hope y'all had good scones this morning. Maybe you had some good crepes. Maybe you had chicken and waffles for breakfast like I suggested. Maybe you had some good like poached eggs, or maybe like a good eggs Benedict. Maybe you had a really good breakfast. You know, my go-to breakfast has been lately, and it is about as in realm of the type A diet as I'm going to get going anywhere. So my go-to staple breakfast lately has been 4 poached eggs, 6 strips of turkey bacon, grits with cheese, and applesauce. No ketchup, no syrups, no jams. That's it. With a cup of coffee and an ice water. That's been my go-to. And it feels like it's not very calorie dense. So it's a very light breakfast. And because of that, I don't feel worn down in the mornings, typically after eating it. It's good. It's a good feeling. So that's been kind of my go-to staple lately. But I'd love to hear what your go-to staple breakfasts are. So if you want to drop that in the audio on the website, www.jestersvoice.com, shout out what your favorite breakfast items are. Because I'm really curious. Outside of that, guys, after today, you're one more day closer to the weekend, you know? One more day to the weekend, I should say. Had a pretty decent day yesterday. If you guys caught me yesterday on TikTok, I was running the excavator, trying to get some stuff done in that regard. Made some headway, definitely made some headway. We are in the process of cutting like in a new road going around the foundation of the house. I'm going to need a road that is essentially not as steep, has a wider turn, basically something that's more easily maneuverable by most vehicles or larger trucks. Okay. And it's because I know moving forward in the future, that drive-through area, if it's not utilized a lot, I'm going to be cutting grass on it. Because I guess my thought process with cutting in this new road is more or less, I don't necessarily plan on graveling it or making it have a really nice finish. I plan on simply getting it graded very smoothly, getting it how I want it, and then basically growing grass there and mowing said grass, and then just driving through there when I need to, but have it compact enough to where it's not a problem, right? Like if I need to bring a vehicle down through there, I simply can, and it shouldn't be an issue. If we get into graveling it one day, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but it's not my intention currently right off the bat. Right off the bat, it's get it nice, get it level, get it smoothed out, like nice and good and packed down, and then we will figure out the rest later, kind of thing. If it gets packed down and we get some tire tread marks or some low spots, okay, we'll just add some dirt. Fill it back in, no big deal. And that's what we'll just keep doing until it's all ready to rock and roll and it's nice and grassed over and good to go. So you guys could probably catch me back on the live later today doing some of that work. I'm not super sure yet when I'm going to go out or what my plan is, but it is going to be a thing. It is definitely going to be a thing. I am really, I don't want to say pressed for time for the road, but it is something that like it is taking some primary focus of working that out and getting that done, because I have more dirt to move, and I have to get that road done to move dirt where the old road was. Make sense? Okay. So that is the plan. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. If you guys haven't given me your IRL yet for the week, give me that in real life interaction about the Doom Daily Show. Share it with a friend, a coworker, family member, the dog, the vet, your doctor, your chiropractor, your dentist, your guy that rotates your tires, does your oil changes, maybe your post office guy, the postman. Maybe the mailman would like to listen as he's driving around delivering the mail. So share this out with everybody, ladies and gentlemen. In real life, do that. Next week, we're going to start our code word of the week to test you guys and see if you're actually paying attention to the show. All right? That's what we're going to do. Producer Scooter, how are you doing today? You're looking good. Is that a new fedora? Oh, it is. It looks lovely on you. I'm so... You paid money for that. Okay. All right. Okay. Moving on. So... yeah, guys, like, share, and subscribe to the show. It is greatly appreciated. And if you guys haven't done so yet, you need to go and download the new episode of the It's Doomsday podcast. Find out who our new co-host is, and look forward to all the new episodes of It's Doomsday podcast that are coming your way. That's ITS Doomsday podcast on all major podcast platforms. Be sure to go over there, like, share, and subscribe to the show as well. Leave us a comment over there, whatever platform you're listening on. Leave us a 5-star review. It is also greatly appreciated. And we will be right back after these messages.
Hey, Producer Scooter here. First off, thank you for downloading and participating in the wide world of Jester Doom. Please be sure to check out JestersVoice.com website. Everything you want to know is located on JestersVoice.com. If you're looking for salacious details, it's on JestersVoice.com. Don't forget to share the show with your friends and even with all your enemies. And now, back to the musings of Jester Doom.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Doom Daily Show. I am your host, Jester Dooms. The email, doomdailyshow@gmail.com. The website, www.jestersvoice.com. Leave us a audio message over there. That would also be greatly appreciated. I'm like kind of stuck on that greatly appreciated thing. Anyway, we're going to pick up where we left off on yesterday's show. If you guys recall, we were talking about the trucking industry and the illegal immigrants and the regulations and how everything has changed. All right, because there has been a lot, and there is now a lot of scrutiny and a lot of eyeballs on the DOT, the CDL drivers, the truck drivers, and all those things. So this is where we left off yesterday. Again, on the Epic Times, non-citizens with licenses. In late September, the DOT began addressing commercial driver's license requirements for non-domiciled drivers, foreign nationals who don't reside in the United States or who have temporary legal presence in the United States. Moving forward, non-citizens will not be eligible for a non-domicile CDL unless they meet stricter sets of rules, including an employment-based visa and undergoing a mandatory federal immigration status check using the SAVE system. The DOT stated on September 26, referring to a federal online service to verify an individual's immigration status. The agency ordered all states to pause issuing non-domiciled commercial driver's licenses until states demonstrate compliance with federal rules, in quotation. So what certain states are doing, they weren't even looking at the work visa. The drivers' CDL licenses were still extended past their work visa, which means technically, legally, they had no right to be working here, Marcus said. So if you guys, I should probably pause real quick and let you guys know, if you missed yesterday's show, none of this is going to make sense. So go back, listen to yesterday's show, and then come back to this one. Okay? Because this is one of those shows where you've had to listen to yesterday to know what's going on today. Currently, only 3 types of visa holders outside lawful permanent residents are eligible to apply for a commercial driver's license in the United States. That's H2-B, H2-A, and E2. After a federal audit, the DOT accused California, Washington State, Texas, South Dakota, Pennsylvania, and Colorado of improperly issuing commercial driver's licenses to non-citizens. Now, I do want to just point something out about a couple things here with these states. Okay. Now, first off, we know California does whatever the fuck California wants to do. We know Washington typically follows suit. All right. But when I saw Texas on this list, I was a little bit shocked because they've dealt with so much scrutiny. Well, not scrutiny, I guess, but they've dealt with so much bullshit in regards to the immigration and, everybody coming across the border and dealing with the mess. So why the fuck would Texas be like, nah, unless it was just like, we got to get these, and wait, maybe Texas was onto something. Maybe they're like, fuck this. We got to get them out of here. Give them their CDL so they drive out of this fucking state and don't come back. Maybe that's what was going on. Pennsylvania, though, and South Dakota, I was kind of like, what? And Colorado is kind of one of those, whatever kind of states. So I don't know. So the DOT has focused on enforcing English proficiency requirements. No shit. Didn't I just fucking say that yesterday? That how could you even issue a CDL to somebody that can't understand the fucking road, the signs on the road? Right? Jeez. The DOT is also focused on enforcing English proficiency requirements in May. DOT Secretary Sean Duffy signed an order announcing new guidelines to strengthen English language enforcement for commercial truck operations and place failed drivers out of service. Marcus said that while the commercial driver's license holders have long been required to communicate in basic English, proficiency, especially fluency, can vary. Some of the CDL mills in California have focused on specific nationalities and will tailor their training to minimize the use of English, Marquis said. In quotations, then you're just kind of milling people through. So there are very little checks and balances when it comes to the immigrant stuff because from a business point of view, they had their target audience, he said. Even so, Burkhart said that while some providers are tailoring their curriculum to give foreign nationals the best understanding as far as the progression of their training, the applicants must still pass their commercial driver's license exam in English, which is administered by either a state oversight bodies or authorized third-party testers that act on behalf of the state. Okay, so it's like I said yesterday, it's really hard to get behind anything. It's really hard to get behind immigrants possessing a CDL. For me, anyway, it's hard for me to get behind it if they don't understand the English language, okay? Primarily because a lot of work I've done over the years, I've worked on construction sites, I've worked at warehouses, I've worked at docks, and in these places you get deliveries all the time. You got semi trucks coming and going all the time. There's no directional signs that are printed in multiple languages. There's just not. Okay. And the only time, the only time you typically see, like if you're in another country and you're traveling and you see a lot of English, it's because they get a lot of English tourism and it just makes life easier and they're making money off tourism. So why not make it easier? But we inherently don't make money off immigration. So why would we cater to it? Okay. You feel me? You still with me? All right. Fixing the system. Burkhart said that the new regulatory actions have sent shockwaves through the industry and that legitimate training providers like his own welcome the new rules. Beyond supporting the DOT's crackdown on CDL mills and its new regulations for the trucking industry, Bazua said, the key to training safe truckers is providing them with a strong foundation. As a school, I could consider the roots of an oak tree we've never seen, but if we give them really strong roots and give them the curriculum and the training necessary, they're going to be able to go out and become a proficient professional driver, she said. One of the biggest faults with the CDL mills is failing to adequately train driver applicants is that students may pass the commercial driver's license exam after paying for the training, but then when they apply for the jobs at various trucking companies, the applicants quickly realize they don't know the necessary skills needed to get hired, Bazua added. She would also like to see the DOT put boots on the ground to verify that all training providers are teaching real proficiency, reside in physical location with an actual curriculum, and possess trucks that are in working order. All right. We'll be right back after this break.
Jester from It's Doomsday Podcast and the Doom Daily Show here. Do you ever find yourself overloaded with way too much information? Too many logins, too many passwords, too many websites for stuff you like? Yeah, I'm the same way. You don't have to worry about that with the Doom Daily Show and It's Doomsday Podcast. Let's make it simple. Just visit linktree.com/JesterDooms. Add it to your bookmarks. That way, when you need to find the right information, it's right there, under a tap of your finger or a click of your mouse. Go to linktree.com/JesterDooms. Get it, got it, done. Remember, no one has all the answers, but this will provide you with a place to start. linktree.com/JesterDooms.
And now, on with the conversation. And here's Jester.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Doom Daily Show. I'm your host, Jester Dooms. Email, doomdailyshow@gmail.com. Website, jestersvoice.com. Social media, @JesterDooms. Add me on Snapchat as well if you want, @JesterDooms. Okay, so it's a lot of information to absorb. It's a lot. The big takeaways from this is that there's been problems at both the private sector level of this, the local smaller government sectors of this, the larger state sectors of government, and the federal government. So this is a combination failure throughout multiple entities that have allowed illegals to come in here and acquire jobs and drive the trucks and wreak havoc on the roadways. All right. Some that weren't even authorized to currently work in the US. Right. So it's a shit show. Now, I go back and I want to say something that I said yesterday on the show when we were first getting into all this. I've been saying that they're propping up the economy somehow, some way. It doesn't make fucking sense. It doesn't make sense to me how electricity has gone up, internet has gone up, gas has gone up, mortgages have gone up, rent has gone up, car insurance has gone up, groceries have gone up. Everything's gone up except paychecks. And I kept going back and wondering to myself, how the fuck are we propping up this economy? What is it built on? It's not making any sense to me. I don't get it. And I keep hearing people reference how bad the economy is. Like I keep seeing it, over and over. Every day somebody says something, well, with the way the economy is right now, and, I'd totally buy that, but I got to save because this bill went up, and, and I'm hearing it every day, and I'm trying to figure out, like, as I'm hearing this, how people are rolling off the dealership floors with $80,000 vehicles. Like, what in the fuck is happening? I drove past the house today and it had a full rent sign outside, and it said that the rent was $2,500 a month. And I looked at the house and I'm like, okay, looking at that place, I could maybe see $1,500, maybe. And that's even a little bit of a stretch for the size house it was. And then I got kind of curious, and I started thinking back to what people were telling me, like when they were looking for rentals before the pandemic and when they were looking for rentals after the pandemic. And I remember I had one buddy, he kept asking me if I knew any place for rent. And I was like, no, dude, I don't. Like, why would I know that? I'm not a landlord. I don't have places for rent around here. And like, I own my house. I said, so I don't have rent, so I'm not like bouncing around in apartments or anything. I said, I wouldn't know this information, but he would always ask me. I'm like, I don't know, dude. I don't fucking know. I'm sorry. I don't know. He said, I'm looking for any place I could get that's at least a 1-bedroom, preferably 2-bedroom for under $1,000 a month. He said, like $1,000 a month, like that's my cap. And I'm like, okay. And I remember like getting online with him and hunting around, and this was during the pandemic. And it was a pain in the ass to find anything that was under $1,500 a month. And what you were getting for $1,500 wasn't that good. And prices escalated from there, and paychecks did not. So I have to go back and I have to look at this current situation of, was this just another way to prop up the economy? There's got to be 100 things beneath the surface that we can't see. Okay, we're on an iceberg that's sinking. Going to give you a really shitty analogy. We're on an iceberg out in the middle of the sea, and it is slowly starting to sink because the big ice we can't see underneath of it is starting to melt away. This trucker driving thing with the illegal immigrants, that was a big chunk of ice that just broke off. So we just sunk about 3 feet into the water. We're still above the water. We're still sticking out a good ways. But once these other things get chipped away at, it's going to go underwater and we're going to be fucked. And I hear a lot of people talking like right now they're getting ready for a failing economy. They're getting ready for this to happen. Even my father-in-law keeps saying we're in for really hard times. Like, we're in for really hard times. It's coming. We're in for really hard times. And I don't doubt it. I don't doubt that that's a thing. I don't doubt it's coming. I mean, it's really got me wanting to look at other avenues and wanting to look at different subjects and think about what else could be propping up this economy. Like, what else could it be? Right? Anyway, moving on. I got one more article I wanted to get into on today's show, and I thought this was really interesting. On the Epic Times by Joseph Lord, U.S. to receive 30 to 50 million barrels of sanctioned oil from Venezuela. The United States will soon receive 30 to 50 million barrels of sanctioned Venezuelan oil from the South American nation. In the near future, U.S. President Donald Trump announced on January 6th, in quotations, "I am pleased to announce that the interim authorities in Venezuela will be turning over between 30 and 50 million barrels of high-quality sanctioned oil to the United States of America," Trump wrote in a post on Truth Social. "This oil will be sold at its market price, and that money will be controlled by me as President of the United States of America to ensure it is used to benefit the people of Venezuela and the United States." He said that he had asked U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Wright to execute this plan immediately. With oil trading at roughly $56 per barrel, the transfer could be worth as much as $2.8 billion. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, the United States uses approximately 20 million barrels of oil per day, meaning the oil from Venezuela could be the equivalent as many as 22 and a half days of gasoline supply. So let's not get our hopes up that we're about to see gas go way down, because you're talking maybe an influx of fuel for approximately 2.5 days. The influx of Venezuelan oil came just 3 days after U.S. forces on January 3rd carried out a daring raid in and around Cesares, the capital of Venezuela, which resulted in the capture of former Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro and his wife. Following his capture, Maduro was transported to Brooklyn, New York. So we all know this. We covered all this on the show. All right. But just to go back to this for a second, how wild is that? 30 to 50 million barrels of oil. 2.5 days gone. It's a pretty wild thought. And when we talk about, and I've talked about before on the show about how dependent we are on, oils and gasoline and stuff, and I tell you that it is like a scam. It is a big scam. So this is like propped up in the media of like, okay, you've got 2 days worth of gas coming in. We're going to be dependent on fossil fuels for years. Like it's not going away anytime soon. I mean, the people that are churching up the electric cars and shit, I mean, yeah, that's cute, but it's not an answer. It's cute. It's not an answer. It's a good thought, but it's not an answer. Okay. And, it just, I don't know. I find it to be comical. Now in some instances, this could be very beneficial to some people if it is sold at market price and it's helping that little old lady get a tank of gas for the week at a little bit cheaper rate. So, because she's on a fixed income and stuff. And she's like, oh, I could breathe a little bit this week. Thank God. Okay. But, for some people, this is going to be beneficial. For your average person that's filling up gas, every day or a few times a week, that doesn't matter. We've got 2 vehicles at my house that we primarily run on the daily. Okay. And we have other vehicles as well that don't get filled often. Like my wife's vehicle, she runs that every day. So it's getting about a tank of gas about every week and a half. It's probably getting filled up because she doesn't have very far to go. Now, the big vehicle, the van that we use to get everybody around in and just, truck it on down the road like the fucking Griswolds, that thing gets filled about once a week. Okay. On average. Now, my truck, I don't use my truck all that often. I use my truck when I need to do truck stuff. If I'm just going for a drive or needing to run to the store, I typically do not run the truck because it is not economical. So why would I put more money in the gas tank if I don't need it? When I need my truck, I need my truck, and I need it to get me where it needs to go. And filling that gas tank is pretty expensive. And that's why I only run it when I absolutely need it. Right? That's it. So, but some people, this might actually be beneficial, having cheaper gas for a couple days, maybe, right? Maybe. But I have to go back and wonder to myself, how is that money? It's said in the article that it's going to go back to help support the Venezuelans, the money that's made from that oil. So I got to wonder how exactly that plan is going to be orchestrated. That's something I'd like, if for whatever reason we missed that on the show and an article comes out and it slips beneath my radar, producer Scooter, hit that to my email, please, if you can. Or if you, the listener, stumble across it, send me an email, doomdailyshow@gmail.com. It's been a crazy week. This first week of the year. Oh man. But I guess the first week of the year is over officially. It is now the 8th, but it's already been pretty nutso. It's already been pretty wild. I didn't think we were going to have so much happen. 40 people dead at the Swiss bar and then going to get this guy in Venezuela. Like all these things just happen like rapid fire. First week of the year, bam, bam. It's like, what the hell is going on? It's already popping off, man. It's already starting. I run in a lot of circles, and in real life, I run in a lot of circles and I talk to a lot of different people from a lot of different walks of life. And everybody gives you their little shitty opinions on things. Everybody wants to be heard. And it's funny because you could, the older I get, I could read people so much better. You could see who the free thinkers are and you could see who the sheep are. You could see who the wolves are. And it's funny because I'll get around somebody and they'll repeat something that I've been hearing in the media for the last 3 months. And I'm like, you do realize I have the internet too, right? You do realize I have a TV. You do realize I see things online too, right? Like, so like, just shut the fuck up. But it's always like, but my ears peak up when I hear somebody that like does not run in the same circles, that has different beliefs. And then they come and they just throw something right off the rip that like, I didn't even think about in my brain. Like it was empty and they put that thought in there. And I'm like, fuck, I didn't see that coming, or fuck, I didn't think of that. So it's exactly 3 years since the January 6th insurgents. And that was brought up to me the other day. And it's kind of like, wow, that was completely overshadowed in the fucking media, wasn't it? Whoa, it fucking was. And when this dude told me this, I'm like, you totally violated my fucking brain. That thought was not in there, and now it is. So 3 years, January 6th, the insurgents, whatever you want to call it, whatever they deemed it as. I can't remember all the details and all that shit. But completely overshadowed in the media by Maduro and going to get his ass out of Venezuela and everything that has transpired with that. Completely overshadowed it. Fucking gone. 3-year anniversary. Isn't that wild? All right, and with that, I'll be back here tomorrow. I'm leaving you guys with that, okay? Producer Scooter, if you would, hit that button, sir.
News, facts, and opinions. This is the Doom Daily Show.